Hi guys, my name is Roger, and ever since I was a teenager, I've always wanted to build my own car. I started this channel to see if an average person, like me, can design and build their own mid-engine car. If you like what you see here in my videos, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you know someone who you think might be interested in my videos, please share the videos with them. I'll be adding a new video every week, and with that out of the way, let's get started with this week's video. Couple of quick updates. I made these two pieces. They've got to be bent on these lines here, but these are the upper shock tower mounts. Same thing as this aluminum mount here. Once they're bent, they'll be welded into position, and that's how the top of the coilover shock will mount. Also today, this came in. This is the clutch master cylinder that I'm going to be using. I've got to figure out exactly where it goes, but it's roughly here in this position, and I've got to make a mount and weld it to the car, get that mounted. And ordered a steering wheel today. It should be here in a couple of days. Once the steering wheel gets here, I can get the exact location of the steering column, and I will weld this bar into place. And I've already started making a mount that'll weld to this bar for the steering column to attach to, but I need to get that exact angle and position before I make that mount, or finalize that mount anyway. But that's my update for today. So I want to give you guys a little update on some things that I've changed, got ordered, parts I have ordered, and things that you've seen me working on here in the last couple of videos. Let's start right here in the front. The first thing is I've ordered new sway bars. These sway bars came off of just a regular Stingray or whatever they call it, base model Corvette. And I have ordered Z06 sway bars, which are larger. The front one on a Z06 is 1.25 inch diameter. I think this one's about 1 inch. And the rears are 1 inch, and the one back there now is about 7/8 of an inch or so diameter. Along with the new sway bars, I've ordered new mounts, or I have bought new mounts sitting here. And they are a different style mount. They are a lot easier. Let me find the old one. This is the old original mount for the front. And it was going to be difficult to make a stepped part to bolt this to because of the two different heights. And so I decided to go this route. This is easy. I can just bolt this onto whatever I decide to attach it to. Since it's on the same plane, it's real easy to attach. And they are the correct size for the new sway bars that I have ordered. Just waiting on the sway bars to come in. I'm not quite sure when they'll be here. And in the meantime, I've been fabricating some parts. This is what I came up with for the master cylinder mount. I'm not sure if I've showed you that before or not, but if I have, apologize. This is the clutch master cylinder, and this is a bracket that I just made to mount it. I'm going to weld that to the top of that tube. One bolt will sandwich through that bracket, and the other one will go through the tube itself from the inside. And that should be the correct location for that. I'll have to measure exactly, and so I'll weld it in the right place, leave enough room for that steering rod to go through. But some measuring to do, but I just have to weld that in place once I know the exact measurements. Let's see, what else have I been working on? Oh, this the gear shifter. I bought this gear shifter. Came out of a Volkswagen something. And I've been fabricating a mount for it. Using this tube, this large tube, and I'll cut it off back here somewhere. It doesn't need to be this long. Made some mounts to give me the right amount of clearance inside to operate. It just barely misses the floor of that tube. And once I get the cables attached, I'll have a mount here in the back somewhere to hold those cables stationary so they can't move. Just the inside sleeve of the cables moves with the shifter. And this entire piece will weld on the floor of the car here. There's a tube spanning across there. It'll weld to that once I figure out the exact location. Just waiting on a steering wheel. I have a steering wheel ordered. It will be here tomorrow. And then I can, once I have the steering wheel, I can get the exact location of the steering column, up and down and left and right, and the angle. Once I know all of that, I'll be able to locate the steering shaft precisely, the gear shifter and seat precisely, and can start nailing down all of those components where they're supposed to go. I have an aluminum piece made. It's being bent right now that will weld to this tube. Once the tube's welded in at the correct angle and location, and the steering column will bolt to that piece. And these are the new mounts for the rear sway bar. They basically look the same. They're just new. They are neoprene instead of rubber, and they are the correct size for the new sway bar diameter. But I think that's it. Just trying to keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So I got my bent pieces back today for the upper front shock mounts. And I have one of them attached here just to make sure that it fits correctly, and it looks like it fits perfectly. So that's something that I will weld on here in the near future. Also received a steering wheel in today. This is a stock C7 steering wheel, which fits onto the C7 steering column, and all of the wiring attaches. I won't use a steering wheel on the final car, but I will have to use this insert and all of the switches and buttons levers and buttons here underneath. All those, when I buy the steering wheel that I will use in the car, all those switches and buttons will have to transfer from the steering wheel to the other one. But I needed the steering wheel now for fit and placement reference, and I just put it on the steering column and set in the seat, and just confirmed that the tilt goes down far enough and the telescoping feature comes out far enough, and everything seems to be fine. So I think I have the location of the steering column pretty close to where it needs to be. It may be exactly correct, but I will confirm that before I mount it permanently. But I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. So I'm going to get back to work on this gear shifter here. Still working on this. It's coming along, but I've got some more work to do to it, and I think I want to finish it first before I move on to something else. So let's get started with that.